Hello friends, myself Assistant Professor Seema Benade. I welcome you in my YouTube channel. Today we are going to see Management of Business Services, in that banking services, its origin and structure of banking services. So banking services are very important nowadays in our routine life. So first question arises, how this term bank come into existence? So the term bank came from French word banco, which means a bench or desk used by money lenders and money changers. So let's see the definition of bank. So bank is that institution for lending, borrowing, exchanging or guarding money. So that is the simplest definition of bank. So bank is a financial institution that accepts deposit and channels the money into lending activity. That is another definition of bank. Then let's see the history of banking. So history of banking, in that we can say that in ancient India there is evidence of loans from the Vedic period. Later, during the Maurya period, an instrument called Adesha was in use, which was an order on a banker desiring him to pay the money of the note to the third person, which correspond to the definition of the bill of exchange as we understand it today. Okay, so during the Buddhist period, there was considerable use of this type of instruments. So merchants in the large towns gave letters of credit to one another. The concept of money and banking first evolved in the Egypt and Greece in the centuries ago. So banking emerged in the organized sector in the 19th century and developed significantly in the 20th century. So 18th and 19th century, we can say the very big area or big milestone in the banking services. So this is the dollar, pound, old photographs of the earlier currencies. Now we'll see the structure of Indian banking system. So here in the chart you can see RBI is the apex institution in the banking sector, then scheduled banks, unscheduled banks, commercial banks and cooperative banks, these are the two types of the scheduled bank, and later on public sector, private sector, foreign sector and RRB, that is the another categorization of commercial banks. Okay, so let's see all this categorization in detail. The structure of banking system, in that Reserve Bank of India is the central bank of the country and regulates the banking system of India. The structure of banking system in India can be broadly divided in scheduled banks and non-scheduled banks. Okay, then the term, what is the scheduled bank? So banks that are included in the second schedule of Reserve Bank of India Act 1934 are considered to be the scheduled bank. So these scheduled banks can have some sort of extra facilities, such as these banks can become eligible for the loans on bank rate from the RBI directly, and such banks automatically acquires the membership of clearing house. That is another benefit to the scheduled banks. Non-scheduled banks, obviously these are the all remaining banks which are not at all included in the second section of Reserve Bank of India Act 1934. They are known as non-scheduled banks. So they are not eligible to borrow from RBI for normal banking purpose except in the emergencies case. Okay, then scheduled banks are further divided into commercial banks, cooperatives bank. So commercial banks means those institutions that accept deposit from general public and advance loans with the purpose of earning profit. Those are the commercial banks. Okay, so these commercial banks again divided into public sector, private sector, foreign banks and RRB. Now, what is public sector banks? So public sector banks, they have the majority stake held by the government or public sector. After the recent amalgamation of the smaller banks with the larger banks, there are 12 public sector banks right now in India as of now. If we take the example, State Bank of India is one of the example of public sector bank. Okay, then private sector banks, these are the banks where major stake in the equity are owned by the private stakeholders or business houses. So few major private banks are ICICI Bank, HDFC, Kotak Mahindra. These are the examples of private sector banks. Then foreign bank. So foreign bank is the bank that has its headquarters outside the country but runs its offices as a private entity at the other location outside the country. Such banks are under the obligations to operate under the regulations provided by the Central Bank of country as well as rule prescribed by the parent organization located outside the India. If we take the example, Citibank is the example of the foreign bank. Okay, then RRB. RRB is the regional rural banks which are established under the Regional Rural Bank Ordinance 1975 with the aim of assuring the sufficient institutional credit for agriculture and other rural sectors. So these banks are specifically providing the credit for the agricultural and other rural sectors benefits. Then the area of operation of RRB is limited to the area notified by the government. Okay, so this is the fourth part of these commercial banks. The next is the cooperative banks. So cooperative banks is the financial entity like other banks that belongs to its members who are also the owners as well as be the customers of their bank. So they provide their members with numerous banking facilities and financial services. So cooperative banks are the primary supporters of agricultural activity, small scale organizations or industries, self-employed workers. So we can take the example of Kolhapur Urban Cooperative Bank. That is also one of the example. Okay, then cooperative banks are again further divided into rural cooperative banks, urban cooperative banks. From the location, this type of categorization is there in the cooperative banks. Then next part is development banks. Yes, development banks are also very important in the banking sector or in the structure of the banking sector. Okay, so financial institutions that provide long-term credit in order to support the capital investments spread over a long period and yielding low interest of return with a considerable social benefits, they are known as a development banks. So by the name only we can understand these development banks are providing the long-term duration loans with the low rate of interest for development purpose. So the major development banks in India like IDBI, IFCI, Exim Bank, SIDBI, NABARD, these are the examples of development banks. So let's see these development banks in detail. So Industrial Development Bank. So these Industrial Development Bank provide financial assistance for industrial development purpose. For to grow the industry, whatever is the capital requirement that is provided by this Industrial Development Banks. They provide financial loans with a low rate of interest and also provide concessions at the time of repayment of the loans. So they encourage and promote the participation of private capital too. Okay, so financial assistance in generally provided for non-traditional industries like engineering industry, chemical industry, machinery, textile, transport. Such type of industries are given preferentially good financial support from this type of industrial development banks. Agricultural Development Bank. So Agricultural Development Bank provide loans for the development of agriculture sector. So these banks provide financial assistance for agricultural requirement at cheaper rate. So these banks provide loans on concessional basis. So they charge very low rate of interest for their loans. So these banks are classified as all India level, national level, state level and district level. But as if now, at present in India, only one level of agricultural bank is existed, that is National Level Bank of Agriculture and Rural Development. Next is Exim Bank, Export Import Development Bank. So this Exim Bank or Export Import Bank of India was set up on January 1982. So it provides the financial assistance to the exporter and importer and functions as the principal financial institution for coordinating the working of other institutions. Okay, so the main objective is to develop the import and export. Okay, so I hope that you have understood the origin of banking sector and the structure of Indian banking system. Thank you.